Kia ora, and welcome to this IT training tutorial video on combining documents, one of your final thesis steps. Okay, so you finished writing your thesis and you have separate documents for each chapter. You've made sure to create a style set and apply it to each document, so they all have the same exact styles. You've numbered your pages normally all the way through your entire thesis, including inside of the preliminary section where we just see ordinary page numbers. Notice that I've got the same style set in here, which in my case includes numbering, but I've turned it off. I must have that though, otherwise it will not work out all the way through the entire document. If you've used EndNote citations, you've left them unformatted, so you won't see a bibliography anywhere in your document yet. So now that all that is settled, close all of your documents except for the preliminary section. Okay, now I'm going to save this document as my final thesis. So I'll go to the File menu, choose Save As, and call it Final Thesis. Okay, now I'm going to go to the last page of this document. I'm just going to bring up my navigation pane so I can easily move through. Bring that up. Go to the list of abbreviations for me. I also just need to make sure that I can see my paragraph markers. This is going to be important. So I've got my non-printing characters switched on. I'm going to go to the very end of my document, which for me finishes on page 9. I'm just going to hit enter or return. We're going to put in a section break on the next page, and I find that these eat paragraph markers, so it's just important that we have a spare one here. So to do this section break, we need to either go to the Layout tab and choose Breaks and then pick this one, or you could go to the Insert menu and from Break you can pick this one, Section Break, Next Page. When I do that, I can see, just as I thought, my paragraph has disappeared. I'm just going to hit enter again. I just like to see it to make sure I got the right kind. Now my new section will start on page 10 for me. I'm going to put my cursor over there, and that's where I'm going to insert chapter 1. So to insert chapter 1, couple of different options. You can go to the Insert tab on the ribbon, all the way over to the word Object and use the little arrow next to it to pick Text from File, or you could just go to the Insert menu and choose File. Either way, I'm just going to go out and find chapter 1. So here's my chapter 1. I'm just going to click on it and press the Insert button. Notice that I'm already at the very end of this document. If you find that you're not there, just click there to make sure that this is where you put in chapter 2. Now before we put chapter 2 in, we need to put in a page break first. So you can do that either from the Insert tab on the ribbon, or from the Insert menu and choose Break and Page Break, or your other option is to use Command Return, which is the shortcut. So pick a way to put in a page break, and now insert chapter 2. Again, Insert tab or Insert menu. If I use the Insert tab, I can go to Object, that little arrow, and Text from File. I find chapter 2, press the Insert button. One more page break. One more chapter for me. Okay, so I've got all of my chapters together now. I'm just going to save this document. And notice that all of my heading numbering is now correct. So where I used to see chapter 1s everywhere, I'm now seeing 1, 2, and 3. I do have some problems. The captions are not correct. So I've got a few pictures of koalas, but each koala thinks that he's figure 7. So I'll be taking care of those in a little bit. I also have a problem with the page numbers. So my first chapter, as you remember, started on page 10. It's going to need to start on page 1, and these preliminary ones will need to be changed to Roman numerals. So that's fine. That's going to be my next step. So that's all for this video. Next we're going to look at fixing those page numbers. Thanks for your attention. Kia ora.